Mr. Dominic Grieve.
So, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too wish, first of all, to pay thanks to the Government for having listened to the Procedure Committee and for the engagement it had with the Procedure Committee over how this debate should be conducted. And on that, I have nothing further to add. But the House will recall that back in June, issues arose about how the House should proceed in the event of the Government motion being rejected. And at that time, my right honourable friend, the Prime Minister, represented to me that if the motions were to be made amendable, the motions to be considered thereafter, it would in some way interfere with her ability to negotiate, which was why, having reflected on her view, I took the decision to vote against my own amendment when it was presented to this House, because I listened to what she had to say to me. But the reality remains that we have an unsatisfactory procedure to resolve differences of opinion in this House if, and obviously it's an if, we come to a point where the Government does not succeed on its motion. And the opportunity exists this afternoon to cure that anomaly. And as was so rightly said by the Speaker for the Opposition, it is contrary to all sensible practice, and I have to say slightly disrespectful of the role of this House, that we should end up with a situation in which we have unamendable motions for consideration at a time when the Parliament ought to be fully focused on trying to find means of resolving outstanding issues. And it's for that reason, Mr. Speaker, that I put forward this amendment, which would, in very simple terms, cure that problem and provide reassurance, even before we start on these really important debates, that whatever the outcome next week, we have a means of continuing the debate thereafter if we need to, in a way that must be in conformity with what any right-thinking member of this House would think to be the proper procedure and process to adopt. And for that reason, I'm very grateful to my many honourable and right honourable friends who've indicated their support for this, also for those many right honourable and honourable members on the opposition benches who have done likewise,